Hello and welcome back to the Single Malt Review. I'm Tim, this is Dave, and you can already tell something's gone wrong. There's beer on the table, but also whiskey, and you can see, are you seeing double? You're seeing double Pokeno. Something has gone desperately naughty here, and Dave has all the details. What's happened?
Not too long ago, we reviewed Pokeno Discovery. Pokeno being one of the newer New Zealand distilleries, and they're going places, producing some incredible spirit. I forget what score we gave this one, but I remember some big numbers. And, as is often the case, they have teamed up with a brewer, brothers, in this case, to make a whiskey barrel beer.
Indeed, a Belgian dark, which is not really a Belgian style. I think they probably mean quadrupel adjacent. Is probably what we're doing here. I've encountered this beer before because Pokeno are one of the many very good breweries in New Zealand who send me their beer because I review it in a completely different capacity that you probably don't catch up on because I actually earn money from it. So nothing to do with the YouTube.
Brothers is one of many superb New Zealand craft brewers. We have unbelievably good craft beer in this country, and some of it is making its way overseas, which is always good to see. Brothers are high up on that list. So what we have here is the Pokeno New Zealand single malt whiskey, Belgian dark strong ale, whiskey barrel aged, 8.6% ABV, so that's hearty.
And so what is the interchange between these two guys?
Well,
what is going on here?
It was aged for some months in a barrel that originally had Pokeno Discovery in it. So this very whiskey, maybe not this bottle, but this particular expression, its barrel was passed on to Brothers, been used to create this barrel-aged beer, and then the barrel is going to go back to Pokeno
the way back
for an ale cask whiskey at some point.
Complete the cycle, which I think is very exciting.
Be great back and forth.
Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Yeah, we'll get several years out of this one, and maybe just keep getting better.
Similar to the arrangement that Jameson's had with the Irish brewer.
And that made some extremely exciting whiskey. So looking forward to seeing what they got here. So we're using some. My glass is brought to you by Two Thumb here, local Christchurch producers, and Dave's got some
Three Boys, another local craft brewer from
my More Impossible every year collection of branded beer glassware because it just keeps bloody well arriving.
Look at that!
So this is more of a sort of a copper, really deep.
That is
copper.
A stunning colour, like a
absolutely
really dark ruby. Yeah.
Although I must say the only thing. I think this is, as we're going to discover, this beer is frankly excellent. It's better than excellent. It's sublimely good. And for a sublimely good, expensive beer of this caliber, it seems slightly criminal that it comes out of a can. That's the only thing wrong with this beer. It seems a bit disrespectful to the liquid that we're pouring it out of a beer can. I think it needs a bit more gravitas. But New Zealand brewing has almost kicked glass bottles entirely, which is good for the environment and good for brewers as well because it's much cheaper and easier to do. So no special sort of champagne wire caged edition for this one, even if I think it deserves it. But never mind.
So this was a winter 2024 release, so middle of last year. And just to read the spiel from the can, because this I think sets the scene well. In a true two-way collaboration, we've taken the sherry barrels used to make Pokeno Whisky's delicious Discovery whiskey and filled them with a rich, chocolatey Belgian ale for a few months. After this, Pokeno will reclaim the barrels to create another exceptional whiskey. This complex, malt-driven Belgian dark strong ale showcases typical flavours of chocolate, whiskey, raisin and molasses, with delightful aromas of banana and vanilla. I'm looking for an ingredients list to see if there's anything out of the ordinary, anything curious.
No, I think the only thing we might have outside of your usual bill for a beer will be some candy sugar. Yes, what gives some of that Belgian magic to your beers. So 8.6%. It's not lunatically strong, but it's pretty jolly strong for beer.
That is a lovely, rich,
quite unmistakably Belgian,
sweet.
And anyone that knows their beers will know this already, so I'm probably talking to no one, but when you've got Belgian yeast, you know immediately. It's one of those, it's a very, very different animal to modern brewing yeasts, and you get these yeast-driven flavours, and banana is absolutely one of them. It's almost 1 foot into the wheat beer camp in terms of funky aromas coming out of it, but not all the way. It sort of meets in the middle. And the other strange thing is that candy sugar that I mentioned before, the sweetening of the mash bill that goes into Belgian beers. That's sort of the other part of what makes them different and special. So,
oh, that is rich, luscious, that quintessentially Belgian banana funk, but with those layers of extra chewy toffee.
What I love about this one, when you put beer in a barrel, it can go one of two ways. Actually, no, it can go one of three ways. It can, if it's a really fresh, just straight off the line ex-bourbon with no other influence, the beer can get richer, sweeter, more vanilla-y, more syrupy. But if it's not, if it's a more used barrel, like one that's on its second fill from a whiskey already been in there aging from, say, Pokeno, it can actually dry out a little bit. And I think this one is drier than you would expect from a Belgian dark at that strength. It has a beautiful savouriness.
It was a sherry barrel, then became a whiskey barrel, and finally a beer barrel. So it's been around, and it's got that influence. You can taste the lineage.
The devil's pathway, if you were wondering what number 3 was, is that if you simply let the atmosphere into that barrel and you get spontaneously re-fermented, and then you've got a very different beer, which most people would disagree with quite strongly, but has its place. So, shall we have a wee look shall we sidecar this one and see what the magical interplay between these two whiskies is? I feel that's.
I'd consider trying them side by side, but let's definitely get in there. Oh.
I feel if there was a perfect way to enjoy this beer, this has got to be it.
Yeah. Let's scroll back through our archive a few months and you'll find our full review of this frankly stunning whiskey.
Yes, I can't remember the number either, but I know we both liked it really quite a bit. And my enduring thought about Pokeno and everything they do is, of all the new distilleries in New Zealand, they are, I think, hello Campbell, they are making a whiskey that is the most analogous to Scotch whisky. It is the most, as I said back then, it's the most remarkably ordinary whiskey that we're making in New Zealand. And that is not a knock against it, because getting a malt whiskey to come out like the proper malt whiskies that are made in Scotland, that is a very difficult nut to crack.
Ordinary only in the sense that it's true to the traditions of the Scotch whisky style. Oh, Ian Campbell's come to take a look, guys. He knows what's up.
Yes, I think that cat has gotten bored. Right, now it's all coming back to me. Yes, this is quite a rare example of sherry matured New Zealand whiskey, because we just don't have a lot of sherry barrels. We get a few of this Australian Apera ones that they have to call it now, which are analogous, but they're not the same, because in most cases the oak hasn't gone through the treatment of typical sherry. It's really just repurposed wine casks, and it doesn't give you quite the same.
Australia has been much hotter and drier even than the traditional, quite tropical sherry producing regions.
But
Shiraz, for instance.
The just everything about this beer, from the clarity it has at that strength, because that's very difficult to achieve brewing wise, to get a really, really crystal clear beer with very heavy ingredients and double the malt bill of what you'd normally get, and being in a barrel, that is a brewing masterpiece to get right there. And this really is, I think, for wood aged beers, it really is some of the very, very best in the country in recent years. There is exactly one that I've tried recently, and we are going to try on the channel sooner or later, which can one up this one. But that beer is, I'll give you a sneak fact on that one. That has been in a barrel for 8 years, which is longer than most New Zealand whiskey has been in a barrel. It is simply a lunatic thing. So we will come back around on that one.
A couple of years ago we did try, but never released, I think, a video on a bourbon barrel aged strong ale.
Goodness me, Campbell.
Oh no, at least it was empty. That one was a fascinating beer and very tasty, but obviously not enough general interest, I think. But the video was still there in theory, so could surface, who knows.
Do we score beer? No, we don't score beer. That would be...
doing the side-by-side tasting. And,
it is. Yeah. I think it's a lovely way to enjoy it. I think you go whiskey first.
Yeah, but it brings out an incredible sweetness in the whiskey.
I think the effervescence of the beer primes the palate for this lovely sweet rush
Yeah.
of Pokeno whiskey.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it quite a bit. And any opportunity to be otherwise drinking while I'm drinking, it's a bit like getting paid while you're getting paid. You know, you feel like you're getting away with something. And what I'm getting away with here is two lovely drinks at the same time, which create something that much more lovely when they combine. So I don't know if there's much more we can say about Pokeno's Belgian dark here, but it is, I think, as a sign of things to come, as a sign of cooperation between craft brewing and distilling in the country. I think it's exciting times ahead as we see what comes along, and we will absolutely not miss the and sadly. It takes a bit longer to make whiskey than it does to make beer, which is a damned shame, but never mind. We will, as long as it jolly takes, I think we'll still be here. Something tells me.
That is a
for the one
properly
that they produce.
delicious side-by-side tasting. Sip of one, then the other, whichever order you go. It is pure synergy. They're even better when they are individually. You put them together.
It's pretty scrummy. So, well done, brothers. As usual, we will meet in our usual capacity later on, and I'll congratulate you again there. But if you had been watching, then good guns. Still some of the top-notch brewing coming out of Auckland, I think, and I will stand by that one. So we will enjoy these off air, and we'll bid you sláinte, and see you next time for something else unexpected. 3 bottles on the table.
Wow.
A wine, a beer, and a whiskey. No, we're not doing. I've turned the camera back on because Dave is depth charging his whiskey. This we need to know. We need to know.
Okay.
This is actually making me feel queasy inside because I cannot handle.
Smells good.
I cannot handle spirit mixes, even if it's beer.
Oh, damn, that works.
Yeah, I'm gonna nose it. I'm gonna nose it.
It's still dominated by the beer. It's just a little less sweet, a little more robust, but it's not.
Have a very small sip.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah. It's the finish. It's the when the alcohol is revealed in the finish, just sends such a shudder through me, which is so weird because I've never ruined myself on. I've always hated spirit mixes. I've ruined myself on spirits, and I've ruined myself on beer, but never have I ruined myself on a mixture of the two, or indeed, vodka mix. I just hate them. There's something about when my palate realizes there was spirit hiding in this drink, which otherwise doesn't taste of it.
We've both been happily sipping from one glass, then the other.
Yeah, one after the other, not a problem.
In your mouth or in your stomach, but
it's
when it's in the glass, that's when...
It's neurological. I don't know. Okay.
Yep.
All right, well,
Anyway,
there you go. A bit of bonus extra here.
Yeah.
So thanks for sticking around. In case Dave somehow makes it even worse, turn the camera back on. Sláinte.